Hi guys, welcome back to the UK and Ireland tour. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have a game at home against Llandudno, and we follow it up with an away game against Newtown. As you can see, we're still 9 points clear at the top of the table at the moment, so we've got a reasonable gap there, and it's a further 10 points to third place Penabont. Because of how well we're doing, the board has then come to me and said, "Do you want to change the preseason expectation?" which was just to avoid relegation, of course. We've changed it to being able to qualify for Europe, and that has allowed us to actually be within our wage budget now as well. So that has been up slightly, and we're looking good in that manner. We could be in the transfer market for a couple of players at some point. Um, we are under transfer offer for a number of our players. Joe White being one of them. He's on £220 a week and he's hardly played at all this season, so it makes sense for him to go. Alfie Cutpush, Billy Leach, Armelindo Mima, all potentially could be leaving the club. So we'll see how things go. One or two of them don't actually want to leave for the clubs that have come in for them. But yeah, again, we'll see what happens. Um, following yesterday's episode, we have been a little bit hit and miss. We finally lost a league game. We lost to TNS by 3 goals to 2 in the end. We then lost on penalties to Penabont in the Welsh Cup. So now all of our focus goes onto the league. But that was 3 games without a win, and that was our worst little run of the campaign so far. We managed a 1-0 win at home against Cardiff Met University, a 3-2 win away against Haverfordwest, and again, we're just not it, we're taking chances, as you can see, but we're not taking enough of our chances. Haverfordwest had 2 shots on target and scored them both, and we had 30 shots at goal there or thereabouts, I think it was in that game. Yeah, 30 shots we had and only 6 on target, so only a fifth of our attempts at goal were on target in that game. A 0-0 draw at home against Newtown, and again, a game that we dominated, but not as much as we have done in previous matches. And again, we just couldn't find our way in front of goal. But we won 2-1 against Penabont last time out at home. It was a very big result for us, that one. And hopefully going into these last 2 games of the main part of the league season, we can continue our winning form. Obviously, we're looking at the number of points that TNS got last year to win the title. They only got 66 points. We're on 51 already. And there's still, including these 2 games, 12 games for us to play. So we're very much in with a shout, but TNS are also in pretty good form themselves. So we've got to be a little bit careful. They are dropping points as well. They've drawn a few games recently, which is why we've been able to extend that gap back up to 9 in the table. Um, Obviously, we're at home today. The away game against Newtown will be a bit tougher. Obviously, we drew at home against them 0-0, as you just saw. But hopefully we can continue our home form and get the result that we need here today against Llandudno. TNS drew 2-2 with them in their previous match, so they're not going to be a team that we can push over that easily. Um, if anything from that previous game against TNS will go by. Prescott coming down this right-hand side early on, though. It's about 6 minutes gone so far, and he swings it in, looking for Hines at the far post. And so many times this season, that has been the kind of goal that we've been scoring. Hines coming in at that far post, winning the header. Unfortunately, I mean, I say unfortunately, he scored, that's his 17th of the season. But he's missed so many of these chances as well, and a number of them have gone over the crossbar. But Prescott on that right-hand side has been an outstanding signing. He has been absolutely fantastic for us. A number of the players we've already agreed to release at the end of this season as well. So obviously we will have a little bit of manoeuvrability in the market. And Herford there with a strike just wide of the post. He's only scored twice this season, Herford. It's been a very quiet season from him in central midfield. Eiraha back to Kerry Evans. We're certainly showing good signs in this game already. Prescott charging down this right-hand side, trying to get the ball into the penalty area. There it goes toward that far and Hines is there and he's hit the post this time. And again, yes, he's had plenty off target, but I've seen him hit the woodwork so many times as well with those kind of chances. But Prescott again showing just how good he's been in that right back role. Tasker here into Herford. Now Harvey Woods, who's wanted more game time, so we have given a little bit to him recently. And Evans Harriet has missed out once or twice because of getting slight knocks. And Woods brought down in the area. Prescott plays it in. ARR has brought down this time. It is a penalty and a chance for us to go 2 goals to the good now. And I think it's going to be Hines to take the penalty. It is. It's Hines, and it's 2-0. Very assertive penalty from him. 18th of the campaign. Coker, incidentally, has been a little bit quiet in front of goal recently. It's a bit of a concern, but I'm not massively worried about it, to be honest, because we are getting goals from other players as well. Josh Hines being the other main goal scorer this year. And so far, so good. And TNS currently at 0-0 in their game. So that's the other one that we've got to keep an eye on. I'm not so worried about Penabont now. They are pretty much 20 points behind us at this point. So there's no real challenge from them at the moment. We've just got to keep an eye on TNS's games. And obviously, we have to play them twice after the league split. So they could be massive games in relation to this title race. Hamilton here into Prescott. Chance to get down this right side again. He cuts in and gets the strike away with his left foot. And what a goal from Alfie Prescott. It's his first ever goal for the club. And what a goal it is. In off the woodwork. I mean, he's deserved it in recent weeks. He has been fantastic with his performances, but he's cutting onto his weaker foot. And what a goal. Off the underside of the crossbar. I think it actually went in off the inside of the post as well. 3-0, and he is very quickly becoming one of my favourite players here. George was one of them previously, of course, and he was also a right back. Strange that I've got a thing for right backs at the moment here at Britain Ferry, and we do well to clear that with Charlie Tasker. But we've had games like this recently, and we've not continued to push, and we've gone and conceded goals, just like that one. Miller Matthews-Lewis with his first ever goal for Llandudno, and that's their first attempt at goal. And defensively, we do seem to switch off a bit more at the moment. At the start of the season, we weren't doing that at all. So I'm not too sure why it's become a thing in the last, 5, 10 games, something like that. But we do seem to switch off defensively and let teams back into the matches. And they're scoring a lot of their attempts on target, these other teams as well, when they get in them. It's like Haverfordwest, 2 shots on target, 2 goals. And again, it was just us switching off defensively. Hereford with a good interception there, though. And finding Kenny Coker back to Hereford into the penalty area. And again, he's off target, unfortunately, with his attempt at goal. They've had 2 attempts at goal, the one on target, which they've scored, 13 attempts at goal, 5 on target. To be fair, which we've scored 3. So we're doing a little bit better in terms of our conversion rate today. Prescott and Hamilton exchanging. Prescott to the far post. Hines there with the header. And over the bar it goes. But again, very similar opportunity that we're creating from this right-hand side. Harvey Woods. Prescott again delivering to Hines at the back post. And again, that combination works. It's a hat-trick for Josh Hines today now. It's a very good performance. We're going to pause there after we've seen this replay. Hines will come off now. He's looking a little bit shattered, but it's only been a few games since that Penabont fixture as well. It was a very tough game, that one, and it did take a lot out of us, to be fair. Hereford's also going to come off at the next opportunity, and I think Kerry Evans can also come off as well. But it's a highlight straight away here from kickoff. And Hines intercepting well. Back to Hereford. Now Eraha into Giblin. Opportunity for him as well today at left back. He's not seen too much game time in recent weeks. Vincent has been very good form as well. Hamilton coming down toward this right hand side. Has Prescott arriving in support. And Prescott gets there. Plays it back to Hamilton. And in the end, it's all the way back to Kerry Evans as well. Hamilton now just holding on to possession. We're certainly controlling this game. And we're looking like we want to really put down a big result here. Giblin coming down the left-hand side. Chance to get it into the penalty area. Swings it in toward Harvey Woods. And it's off the post. And just squeezes in. And it's 5-1. And it's 2 goals in the space of a minute. And again, a very similar style goal to what we've been getting used to from this right-hand side. But this time, Giblin acting as the assist for Woods to be our goal scorer today. Giblin, lovely delivery into the penalty area. And Woods off the inside of the post. Bevan couldn't quite get there, but it only just crept in afterwards. And 2 goals in a minute. And that is definitely job done. Kerry Evans is going to come off for Ben Tompkins. Hereford is going to come off for Malone. And Hines is going to come off for Armelindo Mima. And phenomenal performance from Josh Hines. I know one of these goals was a penalty, but he kept getting into that danger area. 2 very, very similar goals as well. And again, we're just going to pause momentarily. Prescott, 9.7 today from right back. I'm going to take him off for Ryan George. He has certainly done his job today. And we'll push Harvey Woods up front and get Evans Harriet on. just for a little bit of game time. He's just coming back to fitness after a little bit of a knock against Penabont, and he can play the last 20 minutes or so. Harvey Woods pushing up front. And this is more of the kind of performance that we've been expecting from the lads, to be honest. It's been a bit of time coming since we've had a win like this. We've certainly dominated matches and been able to do it as Harvey Woods smashes home number 6 there. Ayaraha just laying it into the centre of the penalty area, and it's 6-1 now. Excellent, excellent stuff. And this is very much a landmark victory. Because of the amount of highlights, though, I've not actually seen how TNS are getting on, and that is, of course, the second point to this. We're certainly securing our victory here. TNS are at 1 apiece against Cardiff Met Uni. So if they drop points here, and it looks certainly like they're going to, Giblin here with a throw into Malone. And now Tasker back to Giblin. Into Malone again. Opportunity to get the ball into the penalty area. It's fallen for Hamilton, and it just swung wide in the end. A little bit of swerve on it kept it out, unfortunately. But by the looks of things, TNS only managed a draw, which is a huge result from our point of view. And it extends our gap now to 12 points at the top of the table. Incidentally, the result's not there. I wonder if they were a later kickoff in that case. They were a later kickoff. So I've jumped the gun a bit, and they've ended up winning by 3-2. They actually went behind twice in the game, though, and a 78th minute winner from them secured their results. So the gap remains at 9 points, and we go into the game away against Newtown next, and hopefully we can put in a very similar performance. Prescott, absolutely phenomenal stuff from him. What a signing he has been this season. And a week to go, like I say, for that game against Newtown, and another victory. Hopefully, we'll be on the way before the league split. Okay then, guys, here we go for the game against Newtown. They're sat down in 9th place. We should have beaten them the first time we played them, and we didn't take our chances. But we're still 9 points clear. TNS are away against relegation-threatened Haverfordwest. I'm pretty sure they will win in that game. So we have to go out there and do the business today. We're 20 points clear of third place is now actually Kona's Key. So bit of a surprise switch around there, considering Penabont's form has been pretty good at times this season. But I mean, like I said to you before, TNS got 66 points last year to win the title. If we win today, we're only 9 points behind that, and we've got 10 games to play still. So we're looking very, very good, I think, to qualify for Europe this year. And our first time of asking, in the first ever time, of course, in the Premier Division in Britain Ferry's history, and we could be out to win the title. And I mean, that is a heck of an achievement, in my opinion, if I do say so myself. Um, all of the players that we've been trying to get rid of, Billy Leach has rejected 3 moves away. George has rejected a move away. We're still waiting to hear back on Joe White and Cutbush. Of course, neither of them have really played a lot of football this year, so it could be that they may end up leaving. But Billy Leach was similar. But the thing with Leach is he has ended up on the bench a few times this year. Rogerson and Tompkins still want a little bit more game time. We have loan listed the 2 of them, but there's been no interest in them at all. And I think, to be fair, we'll start them both today. We'll give them an opportunity in there. Ferdinand has had a good. He's done really well, to be fair. Rogerson started the season off really, really well. He didn't do anything wrong. Ferdinand, we decided to play in a couple of matches, and he's just maintained his place. He's had a very good time of it, to be quite honest, over the course of the campaign. And obviously, it's been difficult for Rogerson because he was a first team regular when he signed for us last year. And yeah, he's been quite unhappy about it, as you can imagine. Tompkins, very similar. We signed him this year to play regularly, but of course, because we signed Kerry Evans on loan again, he's really struggled to break into the team as well, with Charlie Tasker coming in at the same time. Vincent here with the delivery. Evans Harriet at the far post. Not quite able to get there. Prescott arrives into the penalty area now. Finds Evans Harriet. Lays it back to Harley Hamilton, and it's fired off the post. And a lot of bundling about in the penalty area. And again, it was very similar opportunities we were getting against Newtown in our home fixture against them. And we just couldn't find a way past them. And I'm hoping it's not going to be the same again today. TNS incidentally lead after just 7 minutes at Haverfordwest. So again, we've got a decent point gap at the moment at the top of the table. So I'm not massively worried as things stand. But of course, we have to play TNS twice, and they are the only team that have beaten us in the league this season. Here's Herford into highs. That's a great pass. Kenny Coker, can he get there ahead of the defender? Yes, he can. But Sadiq committed himself to the challenge, tripped up Coker, and we have an opportunity from the penalty spot now to go ahead. And it's going to be Hines to take the penalty, and it's going to be Hines once again to convert the penalty. Really well dispatched into that top corner. Hanbury didn't really have much of a chance with it. A 20th goal of the season now for Josh Hines. And again, between him and Coker, we have had some goals this year. And again, Coker has had a bit of a quiet spell. It's a little bit of a concern, but like I say, we are still scoring enough goals at the moment. I mean, we scored 6, of course, against Llandudno, and Coker just didn't really get involved, did he? It was a very odd one. And Douch is in behind, and that's a good save from Dominic Rogerson. Obviously, with him being unhappy, it's a bit of a risk playing him because he could potentially just not have any good performances in him because of how he's feeling about the club at the moment. But he has made a very good save there. Newtown just growing into the game since the penalty, but hopefully we can go out there now, settle into our rhythm again, and find a way to get a second goal. Evans Harriott going into the penalty area. He's got support in the centre and he's gone for goal himself. I mean, he has forced a save from Hanbury there, so fair enough, but he had options in the centre of the penalty area, really, and he should have tried to find them. Harley Hamilton here swinging it in toward that far post, and Hanbury comfortably claims. We've changed the set piece instructions from the corners to in swinging and far post. We weren't really getting an awful lot of joy going for the near post, unfortunately. So obviously it has been a bit of a difficult one, and that's been fired across, and Jessup clearing comfortably. Evans Harriott into Hamilton has support in the penalty area. He doesn't need it though, and Harley Hamilton has just scored only his 3rd goal of the season. And again, central midfield hasn't really contributed too much in the way of goals this year. Hamilton and Herford both really have been quiet. Obviously, um, they're not getting forward quite as much as they did in the lesser league, as you can imagine. It is a bit more competitive for us, but I would have expected a little bit more from them at times. But it's a very good performance. We're 2-0 up here at half time and 6 shots on target out of 9. Much better in terms of getting our shots off the mark. So, I mean, we're doing what we need to do here, and we'll tell lads to keep focused. Obviously, we have been a little bit guilty of that at times. TNS still only lead by the 1 goal at the moment. Not that it matters really, because we're winning ourselves. So as long as we do our job, don't really have to worry about TNS until we play them. Lucero here with a delivery. Prescott missed his header, and Paulo Aguas has pulled a goal back for Newtown, and that is probably one of the first mistakes Prescott has made since we've signed him. And we just need, again, we told the lads not to get complacent, and we've switched off. Evans Harriott looking for Kenny Coker. It's a good run from the striker. It's a good effort, and Hanbury makes a comfortable save, really, in the end, and forces it out for the corner. But again, I've requested the board a number of times to get as a set piece coach, and they refuse every single time. We've just not really had the right opportunity to bring in a set. Well, we've not had an opportunity to bring in a set piece coach, but because of that, set pieces have been largely ineffective this season. Free kicks have been poor, but we haven't got a proper set piece taker, I suppose, either. Um, but again, it's just something that could take us that little bit further to the next level. I know we're doing very, very well, but I feel that it's something that we should definitely end up requiring next season, especially if we're going to be playing in Europe. And it's certainly looking that that will be the case. Kerry Evans here into Hamilton, lays it back against Kerry Evans. We're knocking the ball about with confidence, but again, we only have the 1 goal advantage, again, despite our dominance. And this has been the story for a number of matches over the course of the campaign. Tompkins looking over the top. Coker didn't win the header. Ayaraha did win that one, though, and Kenny Coker doing well just to keep a hold of possession for us. Prescott looking over the top, and unfortunately, he put too much on it, and Hanbury claims it comfortably. And as we go into the last 5 minutes or so, we're going to have to make a couple of changes. The keeper's just about to take a kick. Ayaraha is going to come off, and Harvey Woods can come on, and Amalindo Mima can come on as well. And Prescott, for the first time, isn't having the best of games, but fitness-wise, he's not looking too bad, so we'll keep him there for now as well. Ball's delivered forward by the keeper, and Aguas has looked over the top, and Williams is in, and that is a brilliant save from Rogerson. And in the end, the whistle did go for offside, but we definitely got away with that. Brown looking forward, Carey Evans intercepting well and clearing, and Hereford has made a direct run to receive possession, and he's charging forward. He's got support arriving. If he can hold on to it a little bit longer, Harvey Woods is there, and that is a lovely finish from Harvey Woods. It secures the victory. It was I mean, rightfully so. We've deserved to win this game today, but that is a big goal, to be quite honest. It was a really good counter-attack. Kerry Evans clearing it, Hereford putting in all of the effort to get there, and Harvey Woods got buffeted a little bit, but pretty much a first-time strike there. And it was a difficult opportunity, but he's took it very, very well. 10 attempts at goal from 15, 3 on target from 5 for Newtown. And I'm hoping we don't switch off defensively again. It could make for a nervous last minute or two as Dausch tries to get in behind. Malone tries to get in with the challenge. Aguas has found Williams again, and it's off the post, and Brown gets there. And again, offside given. So again, we're getting away with it. Defensively, we keep switching off like this. And it's a bit of a concern, because going into bigger games, we can't be doing this. We really can't. I know we've got the quality to win with our strikers and everything, but we really need to maintain our focus a little bit more. And TNS in the end did win by a goal to nil. However, Western Pontypridd are looking like they're probably going to get relegated this year. But obviously, with the league split, it could make a massive difference. Bala just sneaking in to that top 6. Bala, of course, one of the few teams that have taken points from us this year. Newtown was one of them. They drew with us previously. Bala drew with us in the league. And TNS, of course, have beaten us. So overall, was it Colwyn Bay that drew with us as well? I think it might have been. But overall, from an initial point of view, we are in a very good position as the league makes it split. And I mean, there's 22 days until we play Penabont, so there's a lot of time for us just to rest the players a little bit. We'll probably put in a friendly in there as well, and we may or may not try and make a signing or two over the course of this January transfer window. So we'll see how things go. Obviously, there's going to be things that we need to focus on in the meantime, but the league split is confirmed now, and I'm quite happy that we don't play TNS at the end of the league split campaign. So Connors Key and Colwyn Bay obviously will potentially come back for, but of course, if we're going to wrap up the title before that, we'll probably be back for TNS at home and Pennypont away, given the way the points are split at the moment. That could be when we win the league. And I think, to be honest, we'll just carry on through until somewhere around here, and then we'll see what happens from there. And obviously, if anything happens before that in relation to the title being confirmed, then we'll be back a little bit sooner. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.